Now to that false rape charge, 1 year in prison. That sentence tonight for the woman who falsely accused 2 football players from Sacred Heart University in Connecticut of rape. The students say what she did has changed their lives forever, even though they have been cleared of all wrongdoing. Eyewitness News reporter Marcus Solis with our lead story tonight. He's live in Bridgeport. Marcus.
That's right, Bill. Those 2 students were never arrested, never charged with any crime, but the accusation was serious enough. So much so, they say they had to leave school, their reputation in tatters. She pursed her lips. She rolled her eyes, but Nikki Avito's body language couldn't change the outcome. A year in jail for telling a lie that cost 2 young men their college careers.
My life has been altered and shaped in ways that nobody here could have imagined.
Malik St. Hilaire was never arrested, but Yavino claimed he and another student raped her while all 3 attended Sacred Heart University in 2016. Instead, it was the Long Island native who was charged, when the police investigation revealed sexual activity had occurred, but was consensual. Prosecutors say Yavino made up the rape claim because she didn't want to upset another student she was interested in.
Her willingness to accept this plea deal reflects her accountability for what happened.
But it wasn't that simple. At first, Yavino insisted she had been assaulted and rejected a plea deal. It was only during jury selection before trial that she changed her mind again and pleaded guilty.
So I just hope that, she knows what she's done, and the fact that my life will never be the same. Like, I have anxiety, I have, PTSD from this.
It's bad enough that they were accused of such heinous behavior, though never arrested. But then to have her story change over and over and over again, it's as if you were kicked while you were down.
Well, the other student who chose to remain anonymous lost a football scholarship over this. Both men say they plan to sue Yavino in civil court. As for the criminal case, she has been in custody since that guilty plea in June. It will count as time served towards that 1-year sentence. And we're live in Bridgeport. Marcus Solis, Channel 7, Eyewitness News.
Okay, so y'all just heard that news clip right there. And this is a story that I have been following since it first occurred last year. And then it was updates that came earlier this year. I think it was almost exactly a year after it happened. So I don't have to go into detail about what this woman did and why she did it. She was doing it to get the affections and to take any attention to her. Now, this was another white guy that she was trying to go after. And so she fabricated this whole story that she was assaulted by 2 black men at this university to try to grow sympathy from the guy in hopes that he would come and defend her honor. And this just shows you right here that of the stereotypical white female, that she would do anything to grab attention. And I do mean almost anything, whether it's cry that she was sexually assaulted and or raped, maybe try to attempt to commit suicide, or threaten somebody else's life. It's no length to where she would go in order to grab and garner any type of attention. Now, 1 year, that's a slap in the face for real. A slap on the wrist for her and a slap in the face to everyone involved. Because that's not nearly enough time. Now, if the roles were reversed, those black men would have gone to jail for a long time. How many times have we seen black men go to jail behind false rape claims for a very long time and literally lose everything, only for it to come out that they were not guilty of the crimes that they were accused of? Meanwhile, you have white men like Brock Turner, who actually did rape a woman behind a dumpster while she was intoxicated and had his sentence reduced to 3 months. And then tried to appeal to get the rape charges removed from his record so he could be some kind of upstanding citizen again with a clean slate recently. But luckily and thankfully, unfortunately, they did not. Well, unfortunately for him, they did not overturn that decision. So it's going to pretty much be stuck with him for the rest of his life. And another, more and other countless sexual assault and rape crimes and everything like that others have actually done but gotten slaps on the wrist. I always say that if a woman, and it doesn't even matter what her race is, if a woman will do something like this and lie and say that a man has sexually assaulted them or raped them, then they need to serve as many years in jail. As a matter of fact, give them the same amount of years you would have gave the men had they actually raped that person. That's all I have to say. But 1 year, that's nothing. Hopefully this is going to be one long year, and it better be exactly 1 year, because you know they will try to slip her in the back door. And then another thing, you can tell by this image, she does not want to be there. She doesn't care about this stuff. And they even said she rolled her eyes. Y'all couldn't see it in the clip, but I actually watched it. She did roll her eyes. Like, she just did not care. That alone should have showed some kind of insubordination, and they should have gave her more time just on that alone. Because let that have been a black woman to get up there and do what they say, quote unquote, the typical black woman shtick, and let her do what she did, they would have gave her more time. It just shows you right there that this white woman can still float freely through society no matter what she does and how wicked she can be. In many circles, it's said that white women are more wicked than their white counterpart, their white male counterpart. And you know what? In many aspects, that is true. I wonder what that judge, was that a female judge? I think it was a female judge. I'm not sure. But I'm going to have to echo something that I saw in like comments under Lisa Cabrera's video that she did about this. Black men, y'all need to be very careful when it comes to these white women. It's probably just in your best interest to stay away from them. I know some of y'all just can't help yourselves, but y'all need to take a page out of the book of many other black men who have fallen victim because of their lies. I remember I did a story about a black man who was, I think he was engaged to this white woman and she killed him. And I think that they either did not bring any charges against him because it was claimed that he was abusing her, or they gave her the bare minimum. And I don't even think the bare minimum included jail around. It's somewhere floating on my channel. I have so many. So y'all just need to be real careful when it comes into the interactions with these white women. If you go to a school and you got a scholarship for school and it's a PWI, you need to be extra careful because they are going to be on you like bees to honey. I know you probably feel like you having fun right now, but you got to think about your safety in your life, especially in the climate we're in. To be honest, the climate we're in is not far from the climate our parents and our grandparents were in, to be quite honest. The only difference is they don't have white and color labeled on signs, but don't think that the establishment won't try to get back to that point. After all, that whole Make America Great Again shtick, it's that. The ability to do whatever they want and say whatever they want with no consequence. Y'all let me know what you think about this story down in the comments. Like, share, subscribe. The links will be down below. I'll talk to you in the next one.